Hello once again, Wildcats, and welcome to another edition of the Wildcat Profile. My name is Paul Roper. We're making history this week because we have two players in our Wildcat Profile. Very fitting because they are the terrific 1-2 punch of Obax, Mari Adams and Mason Sheron, both juniors with the Davidson football program. Guys, welcome. And we'll start it off with a question I always ask each Davidson football player. We do this Wildcat Profile. What was it that brought you to Davidson? I will first ask that to Mason.
I'd say the elite education combined with the fact that we could do something great with the football team here. They had just been winning some conference championships and stuff, and I liked how run heavy they were, and that was just really interesting to me.
Mari?
So for me, I'll just say probably like the brotherhood here. When I came here, all the coaches, even some of the upperclassmen, they were all showing real love and everything like that. And also with the academics is high. And also, I'm only an hour down the road, so that's a better commute.
Yes, you come from Shelby, North Carolina. It's interesting you say brotherhood because your brother AJ happens to be with the program this year.
Yes,
How awesome is that to have your little brother AJ join you with Davidson?
It's amazing. It's honestly a blessing because high school, I didn't know that. I thought that would be our last time playing together, but now we're playing together on Saturdays, and our parents don't have to split up. So it's just an amazing feeling.
Now, your first year at Davidson, Coy Williams was a part of the backfield and had a lot of great runs at Davidson. And now he's your coach. What's that dynamic like, seeing someone who was once your teammate, now coaching you?
So it's definitely something, just because like it's hard to call him coach, so I just call him Coy just because. But also it's like another viewpoint because he has played in the system, so he knows what to do. He knows like the small things that we need to do to better our game. So he knows what he's talking about. So that makes it that much easier to listen to.
Mason?
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like he really understands where we're coming from, like with little issues in the game and like understanding the small details because he's done it before. And like if we're messing up something small, he can like reflect back on what he did in college and kind of help us out there. So it's really cool.
Now, what the great thing about this system is there always seems to be a great 1-2 punch year in and year out since Coach Abel's been brought on board. Now, you two are that 1-2 punch. You're also roommates. You're both bio majors. How awesome is it to have that support almost 24/7 throughout your week at Davidson? Mason?
Yeah, it's great because like even when I'm not on the field, I know Deuce got me. I know he's always gonna ball up for me. So like, I step off the field, we're not losing a beat. Plus, I need help with the class. I can always look back on Mari. So,
Mari?
Definitely. Just like in high school, because I've never had like someone that is just as good as me, so they can come in and like we never miss a beat. And also even with practices and outside of practices, we're always pushing each other, making each other that much better. So the saying iron sharpens iron. That's what it is.
That it does. And as I mentioned, you're both bio majors. What do you hope to do with that, Mari?
I plan to become a physician assistant after school. So I have to go to two years of grad school, and then I should be on my way.
Jason?
Yes, I'm a bio major, so I'm hoping to go to medical school. I'm not sure where yet, but I want to do orthopedics. So
very nice. Now, Masons, we have something in common. We are both Colts fans.
Yes, sir.
Me because you're from the state of Indiana, me because my father loved Johnny Unitas and was not from Baltimore, so he wasn't upset when the Colts moved to Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
But we both had a great opportunity last year because when the Cats visited Butler, got to go to the Colts training facility. And I know that experience was awesome for me. I want to know what it was like for you, having been a lifelong fan of the Colts.
Yeah, that was super sweet. I wish I could have brought out like Anthony Richardson. I could have gotten a signature or something. But I had been there once before when I went to a football camp when I was like 10 years old. So it was kind of like a little reunion for me, plus just being home in Indiana. That northern air is a little fresher. So
there you go. Almost a full circle moment there, having gone there for football camp and then coming there as a college football player with Davidson. Now, last question I'll ask you both. I will say that I have had a lot of great highlights calling some of your runs through the years. Most of you have both busted some big runs throughout your times at Davidson. So what is your favorite carry that you've had as a Davidson Wildcat? Mari?
That's a good question. Well, I would probably have to say San Diego, just because I ended up having to get stitches at halftime. And so I came back in and I had scored a big run. And after that big run, I started cramping. But just like that whole run, like with the stitches and stuff, I'd say it was my biggest highlight.
There you go, Mari. Mason.
I'd say my like 90-some yarder against Stetson because the previous play I had fumbled and I was like really in my head. And then first play I came back in and busted that, and it was just like a big confidence swing for me and kind of set me up for the rest of the year. So
There you go. And I think that's something that I mentioned in that call. I think that's where I christened the nickname the Wrecking Ball for you, for the way that you've come through opponents. Mari does the same thing as well. Both of you guys have been hard to bring down through the years. Mari and Mason, great to have you on this week's Wildcat Profile. I'd say our duo interview was a success.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That is Mason Sheron and Mari Adams with this week's Wildcat Profile. My name is Paul Roper. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week on DavidsonWildcats.com.